Hi everyone, it's Jen From Mindseye, and we're gonna go ahead and get up to date. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks. We took some time off. Some things were just, I needed to take a break. I didn't want to dig too hard because literally you can get a little bit dry as a psychic, especially when you're trying to look at something that's really hard to see. So instead of sitting there and getting even more sick and trying to dig and then getting migraines and stressing myself out even more, just sit and just watch it play out. But we got something new. We got a new deck. It's the Lenormand Oracle cards. It is a little bit harder. It's like to learn because, as you can see, it's numbers, it's playing cards, it's pictures. But the first card that came out is number 34. And this literally means that you just can't even see like anything that's actually going on. So when I look at the fish, I actually see what is going on, but see the King of Diamonds and I see the number 34. Number 34 represents like a go around to like almost like a U-turn. And when I see the King of Diamonds, it really is like a shine through, like a kindness gesture. And then when I see this and I say, absolutely not, absolutely not. When I see this and I go, the fish, there's something about fish lately. When I'm seeing it, it is water season. It is Leo. It is about to be the Lionsgate portal, but it's odd. It's really odd. When I look at this and I see it's almost point blank with the number 27 with this seven of spades. It is just sure going when you see seven of spades with that letter. It's like literally look for it like a type of invite. But I would be hasty and prudent at the same time. So I would like grab onto it and then I would say, I think that actually and see how people are actually really like responding to you. When I look at this and I go, number 21 with the mountains. I don't want I hear the word leer, Leer. Leer. When I look at this, I see that. I see like the skeleton key. I see the movies. I see number 33. 33 represents old and old going, like completing a cycle, like a round table, a turntable, like turntable to auto, like something odd. When I look at this and I say the 8 of diamonds with this is like an omen, like a sharp ending. Like that's what keeps coming through is sharp endings. When I see 32, you can't even believe how hard it was. So when I see this and I go, there was something to that effect, the way that it's on the horizon. When I go to this and I go, rat, 23. There is something when I see the number 23 as a psychic, it truly is omen like foreknowing, foresight, to where they forego plans and go, you know what? I'm just doing a done. I'm doing a done and I'm just going to be a bae and I'm going to be done with us. When I see this and I go 22 with the Queen of Diamonds and we had the King of Diamonds with this, it has to do with water. All right, so let's look at something a little bit more simple. What do we need to know about water? Options. There's something about options. The 7 of Cups. So in one of the shorts and on TikTok, it came out like this, and then all of a sudden it's this. It's like lay it all out, lay it all out. And when you see it, there's no securement though. But they were talking about probate. They're talking about inheritance. They're like it's like continuously chatter in the communities. And when I look at it, it's happy family, happy family. And when I see they're really happy, and then you see the sun, they're like, no, look at like they're really, really good. And then I have to say the Knight of Wands goes, I wouldn't rush into this. And then they say, is that like a double inflex? Like I hear Russia and I hear hoax. I'm like, I wouldn't run with that too much. So when I look at it and I see difficult burden, like difficult burden, you can't even believe it. Like money all of a sudden comes through. So like I said yesterday on TikTok, like go ahead and put in that job application. If people have them, use that opportunity with the full moon. And then with the Lionsgate portal, it might actually do some luck. So when I see it, unfulfilled wishes, absolutely. When I see this and I see this coming in and I says, it is an alleviation from LOSS. You literally got to spell your words out here in Connecticut. To the Emperor, like it's like nasty masculine energy. And I have to say, you have to forego it. Don't look at it. Look at it objectively, everything that's ever happened, because it's highly dictative. Highly dictative. Something happened. Let's look at like what happened with this car crash. That's like $234 million lawsuit against Elon Musk. What happened? You couldn't even believe it. Right here, Literary Witches Oracle. There was something about mastery. There's like a whole large story. There's like a whole large story where I can't even believe how hard it was to even get that out. But man, it came in. It was like, it's on the table. We're going to be partners. We're going to do an audit. Everything is fine. And then all of a sudden it was absolutely not. Untamed Venture. That's this cat. Now we have the doll. It has like 5 different meanings. Highly devoted, like devotion to this. Cauldron. I'd have to say something smoke and mirrors. Wit and fun. I don't know why I see a hookah. HOOKA. Hookah. Family. And I see a braid. I'll stop right there. Creature's Paw is the energy of this deck. Cauldron. Creativity, the rich broth, surprising yourself. I feel like something came out that wasn't supposed to. Illusion, old wounds, childhood. Braid, identity, survival, the opinion of others. Creature's Paw. The other, forgiveness. Like something about a friendship. Something came out that was not supposed to. So now we have something about friendship. Something that was not supposed to come out at the table. Something was odd. Light Sarah's Tarot. What else do we need to know? Okay, so here it is. They didn't like complete something. That's the wheel in reverse. It was counterintuitive. It wasn't looked into. That's the Ace of Cups. When I see this, the Two of Swords, it literally can't even believe how hard it was to actually see it through. You can't even see it through. Like it's eyes wide shut. Like I see the movie. And it happened during like a rest time. Like I had a time of rest. I see a 5, I see an 11, I see a 9, and I see a 1 1913. And when I see it and I see strength in reverse, it was just not even hard to see what was going on. When I see this and I see the two of wands, you can't even believe it. You couldn't even foresee it. When I look at this and I see the high priestess, it's like intuitive downloads. It is like numbness. It is tingling. It is hard to literally go right through. Where I can't even believe how hard it is to actually stay about. So when I see this and I go the Five of Swords, because it usually is intuitive measure, it is a little bit hidden motives to witchcraft, but I don't see witchcraft. Like headaches. I see headaches. And then when I look at this, I see the Seven of Wands in reverse in plain sight. Plain, Plane. Six of Cups in reverse, not what you wanted to remember. Something about 1992. Why do I see Q and I see JFK Jr.? So when I see Queen of Pentacles, they were sitting fine. They're sitting honorably. They're not like exposing themselves. And I see something to that. You can't even do, but it's really, really hard. It really is. I would have to say, due to Africa is such an elusive and dark at times continent that you can say it as a psychic and you're like, no, that's wrong. Like they're wrong. I would say hold on to it. Every answer is true. When I see the shark, I actually see the cape. When I see the elk, I actually see something odd, like a hunt, like an actual type of like get together, like a hunting party. When I see the wolf, you can't be there whatsoever. The fire ants, like it will come charging in. Like I see debit and credit cards. And when I see this and I see the earthworm, you actually have to look at the soil. This is future. Like that's the way African magic can be. Like it will sit you right there and then it'll draw you right in and then it'll bring you right back and then it's a linear. So lastly, like when I see these cards right here, the golden egg, it's always occulted. Always. Occulted means highly obscured and locked where you will get hurt. When I see the fox, exactly how you see the fox. It's always elusive. All right. So he had employees pop off. All around the same time, we had this incident where, we had a shooting down at one of the Army bases in Georgia. Is it correlated? Is it linear? Is it connected? Seven of Swords, I'd have to say something about a steal. Steale. Something about magic. Confirmed. There's something about magic. So when I see this and I see the Eight of Pentacles and then I'm seeing tariff, I have to say just watch the stocks. Even down to the coffee. STOK. Now, when I see this and I see magic, just know that people will use anything and everything and something and nothing to actually do magic, even when it's clean and dirty. It's not the cleanest of feminine energy, even if it's a male. Five of Swords in reverse. There is something about this where it's not honorable. The King of Pentacles literally goes, there's money on the table to the highest degree. Like I see someone and multiple people sitting together properly. When you have the Eight of Cups, it is solidified. And when you see the Page of Pentacles in reverse, they look over everything like treaties and stips and tears and like nitpick contracts. And you're like, well, that's literally part of audit. Were they adherent? And when they say no, like yes, and then they're like, what does it mean? All forms of meaning in the spelling. Did you stick to it? Those are the things that are really coming out lately. When I see the Chariot and I look at Connecticut on how they put in the media on how even up to medical marijuana that people were trying to do a psyop, I have to say, how did you know? How did you know it was a psyop? So when I see this, confirmed, Ace of Swords again. It is, I dig, you dig, we all dig. And they're like, no. Knight of Swords, the wind literally just gets out of here. Here we go. What else do we need to see? Let's go right back to the Gold Tarot. So as I look at everyone who went into the media over the last 3 weeks, their eyes are tired. Their eyes are literally just not resting correctly. So when you look at somebody in the eye, which is a lost art, and you look at their nose, and then they look at how their mouth is moving, you can't even believe how hard it is to actually go and grow. Again, this is it. It's an alleviation from loss. Okay, so I have the Knight of Swords. It comes in really fast, the news. And then it goes to this. It literally goes to that. When I say the Devil in reverse is an inhibition, I feel like it's so whim on the forefront on a lot of people that it doesn't look well at all. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's no skilled work. And they're like, there is skilled work. This is skilled work. Like doing Reiki and other things. They're like, it really is. There's a lot of things being skilled. And you have to be at rest. And when I say, yep, when I say the Page of Cups looks at this in reverse, it is a form of naivety that like I see the crow. Why are we seeing the crow? Play an oracle. Star centers, light language. It's like a common language that everyone understands all of a sudden. And it was called plain, simple language. Clear and concise. Telepathy and light language. You really are like hard when it comes to telepathy. So when it comes to telepathy, it really is permission granted also. When it comes to expansion and compassion, there's like this trend still that they want to move forward about Nasara Jasara, about quantum, about AI, about being progressive, about everything to a whole reform. But where is it? Where is it? You can't even explain or decide. So when I see this and I go, planetary guardian, there's something still sitting saying, universal knowledge. I don't know why I'm being drawn to the Ark of the Covenant. All right, the Uriel and the Sphinx. It is a prophecy. It is a hard prophecy. Some prophecies are not meant to be told because the energy is so like that you can't even think or see straight. So when I look at this and I see unfulfilled wishes, absolutely, absolutely. Up in the air. There's something about the Ark of the Covenant. There's something about everything that we're talking about and about these arrests. Like, are the arrests actually going to happen? Because when we speak about David Wilcock and he talks about the others, and the others prophecy states you cannot have any like reuniting with the families or the family members of like hostages, and then like those who were like adopted or surrogacy or donation. Like, you can't do anything, and that brings you right back from what I know growing up from the crime families, because I grew up in the thick of it. So when I see it and I say you can't do duns, but you can be away, it literally means like it's happening. Keep holding the vision. It is a hard thing that happened around JFK, around the Clinton Foundation, around Epstein. That is what I see and what I remember growing up. So when I see multifaceted and being a visiting nurse former, it was still out there on the way they look at you in their tone of voice. Multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Absolutely, like, talk about your stories of growing up. And when they say, I don't like your tone of voice, it literally means that they still have intellect. They still have intelligence. They still have intuition and instincts that they can measure. That's all you need to know. So when I look at it even harder, and you say, share your song, frequency and sound and like, there is something about this, how, like, why we needed to know about whales, orcas, and sharks. Longing for home, homesick, stars. I feel like these, like a lot of people, like I can't even get my words out right. So I see birth and creations, tapestry of life, expression. Something was born, like hope. When I see this and I say called, soul gifts, and training, it's time to step up. You're gifted at it. Try it. I mean, a lot of people talked about it. So we're going a little bit back into my videos on how we said, you know, those plans that you maybe had in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s that you're going to do this, maybe try it. So when I said devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer, you don't even have to say a word. You just go right in. Multifaceted, unique, let yourself be seen. That's the whole energy. So when you let yourself be seen and somebody actually comes up to you and assaults you, or even go into the bathroom because it was, you know, right there, especially over the word no, it has to do about wealth. It's not tangible. About joy and fate. Like I had said, something scientific and that is measurable. We had talked about it. It is everything that you need to know. N-O. All right. Let's see what else do we need to know. It's going to sting as soon as certain people, they're going to be so happy that they got the jobs, that they got what they needed. They're like been sitting for a very long time waiting to the point where they actually all sit together. You can't even believe it. There is something actually coming in with this Lion Gates portal and the Sturgeon full moon. All right. Lastly, let's just look at the crystal quartz. Everything is really caught up. Like there really wasn't much mess. So when we look at it a little bit more objectively and you actually see it, that you can't even be it at all. You can't even see it at all. You can't even like I see like L-I. I don't want like L-I. L-I-T-I-F-I. And I see internet. You can't even be it. So with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated. Classes on Patreon, and we will talk to you soon. Have a good day, everyone. That's all there is on the catch up.